It's time for a cup of coffee. You know what? Go get one. I'll wait. So, hi. I had something on my mind lately, and I kind of felt like I wanted to sit down and talk a little bit about it. And it was, it's a simple thing. It's a what if. It occurs to me that what if means so many things to us. And it can be positive, which I love, or it can be negative, which is so frustrating and aggravating. And I've been through both of those. I love the what if where possibilities are limitless. I love the what if where it's kind of neutral, where it's just like, what if, dad shoes aren't allowed anymore once you're a grandfather? What if that's a thing? What if you're walking down the street one day and someone says, who's that little kid? You look kind of old for that. Oh, that's my granddaughter. And I go, well, you're going to have to take off the dad shoes, brother. You can't wear those anymore. You're way too old for that now. You got to worry about the granddad bod. You got to worry about the granddad hairline. And now you got to worry about granddad shoes. I don't even know what half of that even means. I mean, I know what a granddad hairline is probably going to end up looking like, but I'm not prepared for it. Is it all just going to fall out one day? That's what happens to most of the men in my family. Horseshoe of hair that I have so far, for no good reason at all, managed to avoid. Possibly it's due to genetics on my mother's side. I did hear at one point that you get your hairline from your grandfather, which I think I am successfully pulling off at this point. I know my grandfather had a lot more hair than most of the Sladaritz men do. So I still have this thing going on in the back here that I'm not really that worried about, because a long time ago I sort of resigned myself to the fact that I would probably be bald, and what if all of my hair fell out, right? What if all my hair fell out? And I was doing that for a while. I was what ifing myself, and then I was thinking, what if I didn't wait? What if I just went ahead and shaved it all off? And I did that one year. Going to a martial arts seminar. I was in Las Vegas. I think it was the first one that I went to. And one of the things that we talked about before we went was don't let your hair get too long, because long hair, when you're grappling and wrestling and doing things, that we were working on a lot of stuff, long hair is a gift to the person that you're working with, because you give them something to grab a hold of. And I thought, I don't really need to give them any other advantages other than the fact that, I'm really just starting down this road. I had enough marks against me in the training that I was doing. I was still building myself up. And then I got there and I shaved all my hair off. Shaved it straight off. Not my eyebrows, nothing else. Just, all of this gone. And I loved it. And then my father, though, was baffled, because my father has got the horseshoe hairline. He's got the stuff that goes around the sides here, and then the top is just gone. And he looked at me and said, why? Why would you do that? You still have hair. And I looked at him, and being the guy that I am, I said, Dad, I just didn't have your kind of patience. I needed to get it over with. So I just shaved it off. What if, here's an awful one. What if I'm doing the wrong thing? What if I'm tracking down the wrong path? What if I decided to go for a career that I am not really meant to have? Well, I'm not real worried about that. As I realized when I started this, that something was working, something was going right. And it doesn't always happen this way, but I noticed it in people that I used to work with when I was working in a corporate world, and I was an IT guy and a security guy. And I would see these people who were working, and they would put in unreasonable hours, in my opinion, because I wasn't in love with my job. I was good at my job. I enjoyed my job. I liked getting up and going to work to do my job. I didn't understand people who knew nothing about time and just engaged themselves in the work that they loved. And I don't even think I knew they loved it, because you didn't hear them say it. They would just do it all the time, without stopping, without breaking, without failing. Or when they failed, they would just plug on by that and find a solution and go anyway. It was amazing to me. Most of these people did what they did the way they did it because they loved it. They had to. It's the only thing that made sense. And here I was, clocking time, doing my job, taking care of things, getting it done. I wasn't on fire for it, you know? So what if you have a job you're not on fire for? What if you decide this is the day where I'm going to figure out what it is that really just lights me up? What is it that makes me get excited about life? What do I get up in the morning for and I can't wait to go do? What is that thing for me? You know, it's different for almost everybody. I share mine with an amazingly huge pool of talented people that I love and being with and working with and being on set with. And I didn't think being on set was going to be that exciting because it's a lot of time that, you're waiting to get in front of the camera and do your thing. And, you're working on your lines and you're thinking about that and that's in your head. And now you got to worry about your makeup and your costuming and all the other stuff. And then finally you get in front of the camera and it's all there in that moment. It's all right there in that moment. And for me, that's where it comes to life. And the time that I spend waiting is never idly spent. It's time practicing the lines, working over the memorization of the lines, watching what the other people are doing, observing the directors and the producers and the cameraman and the sound guy and the lighting and everything else that goes on. Everything that happens behind the scenes of creating these productions is so fascinating. It's so amazing to me. Because it's so fascinating and so amazing, it's where I want to be all the time. When I decided to become an actor, it was because I was watching and watching and watching, and I knew I wanted to be in film when I was a kid. I knew I wanted to make movies, but I didn't think I was going to be in front of the camera. I thought I was going to be John Dykstra or George Lucas or Steven Spielberg. I was going to be behind the camera, directing, producing, creating special effects, making these glorious, fabulous stories that I fell in love with when I was young. I went a different path for a long time. And I matured and things changed in my life and I changed, as we all do. And at one point I realized that I still wanted all of that, but I wanted it on a more personal level now. I wanted to tell the stories, but I didn't want to just be behind the scenes of the story anymore. That was not enough anymore. I wanted to be a part of the story. What if everything that we were doing to make other people happy was not the thing that we need to be doing to make ourselves happy? What if the things that we do to make ourselves happy ultimately work to help other people be happier around us? I can tell you how it works for me. I figured out what might make me happy. I figured out that I needed to explore it. I decided that I was going to do. That decision made me feel good. Figure out what it is that you want. Explore, try new things, try different things, try things you don't even think you're going to like until you figure out whether or not that's true. When you were growing up, did you like everything that was on your plate? No, but you had to taste it all, right? I mean, you had to at least try a bite. That was our rule. If it wasn't, you'd never had it before. Well, I don't like it. Well, how do you know you don't like it? It's green. A lot of things are green that you like. So try it. I don't want to eat it. Well, you got to have at least 2 bites. Well, why 2? I'll know in 1 bite. I'm like, no, you think you'll know in 1 bite. Take 2, then you'll figure it out. But you got to do that. You got to take a couple of bites out of life to figure out what it is that you really love and like and enjoy, and the things that just really sour, that just make you wretched. I'm not going to do that. What if you took a chance today and tried something new that you'd been thinking about but weren't sure about, and then you discovered that it's exactly what you've been looking for the whole time? That's exciting. I want that for you. I wanted it for me, and I have it. I want it for everybody around me, and I want it for you. What if you try and it doesn't work? Well, you can try something else. And what if you try and it's amazing? Well, now it's time to keep following that, because what if that's the path you're supposed to be on? What if works both ways? It works a lot of ways. What if you click like? What if you click follow? Well, what if I have another cup of coffee and I say goodbye to you right now and I see you soon?